I'd set you alone on the road, trying to make my point to you.
Next was about Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson.
I did this for his radio station down in Nashville, and never got to him, but I did.
Oh yeah, Willie wrote
Yeah.
Truck driver, all in freight all day. And I belong to a country club down about Texas Way. It's a honky-tonk, real country music. You can stop tonight and drink a nice cold beer. You don't have to put no dollar in the jukebox, 'cause Willie's plays just what you wanna hear.
My understanding is that this next song has got something to do with George Jones.
Yeah, it's a tribute to George Jones, what he done to country music. I'd hated to have done one for him for what he's done to women, but we'll just stick with the country music.
He made some of them happy. He gave them some good alimony and big checks.
Yeah, that he did, but this is a tribute for what he done for country music.
Well, we're going to play this all the way through and see how it works out here. I hope this is sounding good. I don't know. This state-of-the-art equipment here is not what it could be, but here we go.
Down through the years, heroes and legends, they touched our hearts in certain ways. Men like Hank, William Wade, Merle and Old Rick, Johnny Cash, Jim Reeves, and Conway. All but none such as a possum that's rocked us through the years. Songs such as a grand tour and I Don't Need Your Rockin' Chick, The Race Is On, Picture of Me Without You, White Lightning, He Stopped Loving Her Today. Now, old George, he poured his heart out in every song that he's ever done. I went to see him at the Grand Ole Opry a few times, but he didn't show. But it never stopped me from buying his records, hearing him on the radio. Looking back, I guess that's where he got the name No Show. Yeah, there's heroes and legends. I guess it's too many to mention, 'cause I could go on and on and on. But when I want to hear some pure country music, I dial 1-800 Mr. Jones.
All right.
Yeah.
Did you know I wrote a parody to He Stopped Loving Her Today?
Is that right?
What was that, Bob?
He stopped hating her today. They put a smiley on his door, and soon they'll carry her away. He stopped loving her today. He stopped hating her today.
Bob, I don't believe you'll ever make it in the singing business. You better stick
You'll
to
think I'll
talk.
make
You
it.
better stick to talk radio. Mr. Owens.
I don't know what I've ever told John or not. I've told y'all that I had a real good friend. He's passed away now by the name of Bud Osborne. And Bud played backup in Minnie Pearl's band with, what's his name, George Jones. And George, when he played the Coliseum in Greensboro, that's where I'm from originally up there, he would come over to Bud's house after the show, and they'd play music about the rest of the night before they retired, and they'd put sack beer cases in the corner over there, and they'd jump on the beer cases, and they couldn't quit playing until they drank all the beer. So I met George on several occasions when he came to Greensboro, North Carolina, and I had the, I guess, the unpleasant task of, I called him down at Raleigh at State Fair and told him that his friend Bud had passed away. And so I met George on several occasions.
Mr. Owens, if somebody wanted to get a copy of this CD, and I do highly recommend it, and I don't even get a cut out of it, but now you can consider a kickback if you want to.
I hear you.
How would they go about doing that?
They would go by Sandy's Custom Auto, beside Dollar General up at Zaxby's behind Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Blue building called Sandy's Custom Auto. He's a good friend of mine. He's gonna be helping me a lot on the CDs.
Now, if you have any of these CDs anywhere in the metal business, or the gravel and concrete business, or the junk business, we ain't gonna advertise for them, but Sandy's a pretty good feller.
I hear you. I talked with several managers here in town, and Food Lion is talking to me. They want to put them in their stores. So, and like I say, I'm in contact out here with Michael Hatmaker, and he's wanting to go toward Nashville with it. So we're going to see where it goes.
What about, could they contact you directly and buy these things? Do you get a discount that way or anything?
Yes, they do. The more they buy, the cheaper they get.
And how do they get a hold of you?
Well, just dial 423-784-8400.
784-8400.
That's right, 784-8400.
We do appreciate you sharing your music with us, and you ain't getting your CDs back.
I'm going to leave it.
Okay, I know you are.
I'm going to also leave one of the bluegrass ones
Well,
too.
we'd like for you to come back sometime, and we'll just do a whole show of your music if you're interested.
I'm interested. I'll be back.
We'll get
Yeah,
with you.
did I understand you right? Did you head it to Nashville with Mike Hatmaker?
Don't go with him, 'cause he'll run over a cop
Well,
car.
I was gonna suggest that Mike give him some driver's license too.
Yeah, that'd be the first thing he's going to do before we go. But he's talked with me, and I've got a meeting with him Friday, and we're meeting with some people. So
All right, good deal.
yes, sir.
Mike went 14 years without driver's license.
Mike?
Mike Hatmaker, the lawyer.
Yeah? What's the other lawyer's name?
They caught him driving 14 years without a driver's license.
Was that Mike?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know nothing about this, so if you lawyers want to sue Bob, go ahead.
Yeah, he had a traffic violation or something, they didn't pay the
Now,
fine.
that wasn't Mike,
Yeah,
was it?
I don't know.
yeah, it was, sure it was, yeah.
Is he
Or was it Mike or his
His
brother,
son.
what's the judge's name?
You got the wrong hat maker.
Yeah, I got the wrong hat maker, Wild Bob Marley.
That was Wes, that man.
Yeah.
That's right.
All right, okay, all right, I just realized my mistake, I appreciate
I
that.
realized it too.
You'll get the lawsuit tomorrow.
Sorry about that.
You know what a service guy looks like, don't you? You just want to knock something on the door and hand you a piece of paper.
Just remember, I wasn't in this, that's all Bob.
Yeah.
Now also
I believe they kind of know one another though, don't they?
They're all hat makers.
Also this evening at 6 o'clock, we're doing a
Yeah.
benefit singing over at the Morley Baptist Church at Morley, 16 miles from the traffic light where you turn on 25.
What's the name of the church?
Morley Baptist Church.
Oh, I know where it's at, yeah.
Yes.
Benefiting what? The church itself?
No, they're doing a benefit singing to try to help the
There's one that
church.
sits right up there on the bank, that little old creek.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
On the right hand side, it's just down over the bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right where you turn to go to White Oak, just about 100 yards
They
past
won't
there's the
be
road.
doing any of your music up there, will
No, they won't, but I might even sing one tonight though.
they? We might recommend that. Don't know how good you can sing, but you write pretty good. Well, thank you for coming. You can stick around if
we
you want to
appreciate
and
you
listen
doing
and
that.
contribute if you want to.
And
Just
that-
remember, if you get sued, we won't be there for you.
Next time you come, I'm gonna bring my spoons.
Do that. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll just do a duet.
Tell us what's going on, fellas. Anybody got any information? It goes to this radio if you're unplugged that way.
Okay.
You thought you took him off
If you
there.
can unplug the other end, I'll reunite them.
I'm gonna get y'all.
There you go.
All right. What we got there?
Whoa,
Well, I don't know what's going on other than, Hillary Clinton, you know, I turn on Fox News and I think that's a Hillary Clinton news broadcast, 'cause that's all I see.
I like RL's take on Hillary and Bill.
Well, give us, what is RL's take on it? You wanna give it to us?
I guess we'll have to speak for him, he's busy.
Well, yeah, okay. He's politicking.
RL's take on this, Hillary is, he's begun to be a fan of hers.
Yeah.
Must be our looks.
Yeah. Because she has not invented anything, she's not written anything, has no patents, no copyright. She ain't started a business, she ain't producing anything, she ain't manufacturing anything. She ain't doing anything, but she's gone from dead broke, her own words,
2000.
to up to nearly $100 million.
I thought it was a little over 100 million.
Probably is.
Right, okay.
Well,
You know, nobody can get a finger on how much money she's raked in.
Cattle futures. That's what done it, cattle futures.
That went
You
from
seen how much meat you're selling for lately?
Yeah, but that was only, she only made $100,000 out of 1,000.
No, no, but then
But
she bought
now
more
she's
cows.
making hundreds of millions out of
That's
nothing.
nothing. Right,
She
that
bought
was-
more cows, Betty. That's how she got rich.
I wanna know how this is done.
I know, I do too. I want to go in the cattle business.
Well, you know, it's got to be where it is a joke somewhat, because there's so many things going on, but when you're dealing with national security, as in the case where she reversed her position on the sale of the Uranium Mining Corporation to the Russians, she reversed that when all of a sudden, 100 and some million donations turned up for the Clinton Foundation, and Bill was given a $500,000 speaking engagement in Moscow. Now, that's enough to change anybody's mind.
Plus, all them girls that worked at Hooters in Moscow had to come down and,
Audition.
be his attendants while he was over
They
there.
had to come down and audition.
You knew they had a Hooters in Moscow, didn't you?
Huh?
You knew they had a Hooters in Moscow, didn't you?
Well,
Bill wouldn't go unless they had one.
I know that, yeah. I'm sure of that.
Did Hillary work there?
She don't
I mean,
qualify. She don't qualify.
I've seen Helga.
You're not allowed. You're not allowed to work at Hooters and wear pants
Did
suit.
you ever see that there Playboy spoof? I think Mad Magazine did it where they talked about Helga and you know, they showed old Helga. It was supposed to have been a Russian version of Playboy.
No, I missed that one.
They had old Helga there, and when they got to the centerfold, they had a tractor. They was promoting tractors. They had a woman, you know, an old ugly woman there as a model, but the tractor was Helga.
Centerfold.
They named it Helga, right?
Yeah.
All right, I would thought that would have come out of Sweden or Denmark. Finland. All right, what else is going on besides Hillary Clinton?
Well, there's been some interesting revelations here lately.
Okay, all right,
I got access to a couple of traffic tickets.
okay.
You got some, did you?
No, I didn't get a ticket.
Well, you will. if you
Somebody-
keep talking.
Yeah, that might be. They may be waiting on me at every corner
All
now.
right, probably will be.
But these two traffic tickets, one of them's written by the TWRA agent. We used to call them game wardens. I don't know what to call them now. Probably dirty
Them
words.
goats?
Probably some dirty words
What
now.
them votes for?
The other one was written by Tennessee Highway Patrol. Now this TWRA ticket was a total of $335.50. But the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agents, TWRA, only got $32. Less than 1/10. Now the Highway Patrol, the ticket they wrote, named a total of $255, and the Highway Patrol only got $37.
They're doing better than TWRA.
Now, who's getting all this money? Where's it going? Now the interesting thing is, Campbell County Trustee gets money from 5 categories on both tickets. They get a county litigation tax, $18.50. Now they also get a local county litigation tax. I guess our county is not local, so you have to differentiate between your county and your local county. But it totals $60.50. Did you know we're paying a jail building tax of $50 every time somebody pays a ticket?
You don't pay me.
They did not want to divulge this information, but they were required to. Now, TWRA, this is not on the Highway Patrol ticket, but it's on the TWRA ticket. Did you know they take money when you pay a ticket? You pay $14 to the Campbell County Children's Center. You pay $14 to the Community Health of East Tennessee. And you pay $14 to CASA of Campbell County. $42 is taken out of your fine. You are forced to make donations to these 3 agencies, and you don't get asked whether you want to or not. The money's taken from you and given these donations. Now, those might not be your favorite donations. You might want to give that money to a cancer society or a SPCA for animal treatment or something. But it's taken from you by force. Because when you pay a ticket, you pay it at the point of a gun. Because if you don't pay it, they will take a gun and march you to jail.
If you got your hands up.
Even if you got your hands up, yeah. Now,
They're even rougher on you if you got goats loose.
they take $6 from you for a thing called the Sheriff's Patrol Card Tax. Every time you pay a ticket, you're paying $6 for the sheriff to have a patrol car. Now, I don't know if that's just for one patrol car. If it is, it's probably a limousine with a hot tub in the back of it. Think about how many tickets are written in this county. You know, you got 4 city police departments writing tickets. You got the county sheriff's department writing tickets. You got the highway patrol. You got your
And you got
TWRA.
And your local constables can't write tickets, can they?
I don't know.
Well, who controls where this money goes?
Oh, we gotta find that out. I just got this information Friday, late Friday.
We think Wild Bob Riley ought to get a cut, don't we?
Yeah, I think there ought to be a
They
category
want
on
to shut
here.
us up, they'll start giving us a couple of
Support your local rabble rouser.
I'm gonna call Monty Bullock, and he's our Campbell County
We
trustee.
probably got a
I'm gonna say,
mental claim on this since we're mentally
I
deranged.
want a $14 donation to me out of every ticket that's written. Now, we also don't know by whose authority this is being done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we know the powers, the money people behind CASA and CHET and these other organizations. But, and it would be real interesting, is this money actually put into a jail building fund? Does it actually go into a fund for building jails? And when did all this start? How many years has this been going on?
Well, doesn't this money have to be
It's
audited?
time memorial.
Now, there's another one. This is a small
Do we have
amount.
to have an audit?
there is a victim notification fund tax. This goes to the Department of Revenue for the state of
Who's a
Tennessee.
victim on a traffic ticket besides the driver?
That's $3. Well, it don't matter. See, none of this makes any sense. But you have to pay $3 for a victim notification fund tax. Now, I found in Tennessee Code Annotated, now I'm not a
Wait a
lawyer.
minute.
I'm not a lawyer,
Wait a minute.
folks.
Ain't there a $50 jail fee in there somewhere
Yeah.
you told me about?
Yeah.
That's a jail building fee
No.
tax.
No, now we need
It's
that
called
because we
jail
bill on
building
every
tax.
few
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, we're gonna be
We-
doing another one.
Well,
here
my
shortly.
question is, what's the county commission doing funding a jail going in debt millions and millions of dollars when we've got a jail building
Well,
tax?
we got the 4 lane here that ought to be able to support
Well, we
it.
shouldn't be able to bill till we get enough money accumulated at $50 a throw.
But anyway, this victim notification tax, when there's no victim in a traffic ticket, unless you run over somebody or run head on into somebody or something. But victim notification fund tax. Tennessee Code Annotated 40-38-504. And folks, I am not an attorney, so I'm just giving you my opinion here.
But you got a driver's license.
But funding for this victim information and notification system shall come from grants, including grants authorized under certain specifications under this law, which is simply more grants, donations, gifts, and appropriations made for that purpose. It does not say anywhere that you can tax
That's not
for a
tax.
victim. No, it says victim notification
It's a
fund tax.
contribution.
Huh?
Donation,
Yeah.
contribution, it's not. Now, the other one here is this goes to the Campbell County trustee, called county litigation tax. Now remember, there's two of them, there's county litigation tax, there's local county litigation
Okay.
tax. If you look in Tennessee Code Annotated 16-15-5006, they talk about the county litigation tax. And it says there's a county litigation tax for counties. And now remember, on here it's $18.50. Then there's a local county litigation tax, which is $42. Total of $60.50. Now, this law, 16-15-5006, says they can only charge $6. Now our county's charging $10
They charge $6 10 times. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
plus 50 cents for handling fees.
Yeah, you gotta
for
have
shipping
somebody
fees,
count the money.
Shipping and handling, estimate. But now they talk about this as being a county litigation tax all the way through here, except they do make a little comment down here that if this money is targeted for one thing and one thing only, your county sessions judge salary. And it says if their salary goes high enough to where this $6 a ticket will not defray the cost of her salary, you can raise it, adjust it a little bit, up or down. You know, when we got a new session judge, hers should have gone way down. You know, when you start out, you start at base salary.
I've been there all my life.
But anyway, in reference to this slight adjustment, they say that is to defer the cost of the general sessions judge with your local county litigation tax. That's where they came up with that local county to go along with the county litigation. I mean, boy, I'll tell you what, this is creative stuff. When they figure out how to steal from the public, using these kind of hidden.
Well, this is kind of a value-added tax on traffic tickets.
This is real value added. I mean, you're talking about highway patrol only gets less than 10% of the amount of the
37.
fine.
Yeah.
And they're the ones out there taking the risk and writing the tickets. TWRA is up here in the woods. They're game wardens.
And
They're in
everybody
the
there
woods.
except carrying a gun.
Most people up there are carrying guns. And they're taking a risk. And they get only about 10% of the amount of the tickets.
It's less than 10%.
Yes, much less. I mean, it's absolutely horrifying. It reminds me of when I had some.
It reminds me of Jesse James.
Hey, you know, when you can steal like this, not even have to invest in a ski mask, these guys are good. They know what they're doing.
Well, I don't know whether you noticed, if you're ever out on the 4-lane too much, all I see in the afternoons now are blue lights, and a great many of them on the 4-lane is the highway patrol, which that's a state highway there, you know, but, you know, we've already got like Caryville, Jacksboro, La Follette Police Department, we've got the Sheriff's Department, that's trolling those waters, and that's all they do is troll up and down those waters, and then you got the highway patrol.
Between all these agencies, Bob, how many tickets do you think are written a year in Campbell County alone?
Millions, well, there's millions of dollars written.
We need to get a grid. You think you'd call the sheriff? Well, you'd have to call all of them because they're all separate. Basically, you'd have to go through the county trustee, Monty Bullock, to find out how much of this money and how many of them's forwarded to them, right?
Through the county. Now, the city, I don't know how they have city court, traffic court, I believe, here in the
Right.
city. And I don't know how their revenue or how that works. But what you just read here, it says specifically.
Well, I was written a ticket by the highway patrol in the city limits of Caryville,
Okay,
but I had to go to Rocky Young, sessions judge, for that case.
okay, right, because you was on the state highway written by a state officer.
Right.
Well, now, wait a
Now-
minute, you can have a city traffic violation
On the state
issued
road.
on the state road also, and you have
Absolutely.
to appear before the city judge.
That's correct.
By
So
the
it
way,
depends.
fellas, we're gonna have to do a little bill paying. And the best way to pay your bill is to go down to Diggers where the propane's cheap and the atmosphere is friendly and the product is superior.
Well, you have some money left there.
Down there in the middle of the road, the Sawmill Holler, right there where anybody in his right mind would not put a gas store, there's one of the finest gas selling places in the world.
Right,
Digger Wilson's propane or Wilson's gas, 562-5444,
Right.
562-5444, 562-5444.
5444.
And Digger's got, you can buy a tank of gas ready to go, cheaper than you can just about, no, I don't know, just about as cheap as a box of matches.
It's close to $20 cheaper than you can buy it from one of these blue elephants.
And it's actually got 20 pounds of propane in it. It ain't 15.
Very
I think.
unusual.
And Digger's a good man to do business with, and we highly recommend him, and he even knows the difference in
Get
west and
something worked
mine.
on down there, take it down there, he'll fix it where it's burned. I'm not gonna say he's gonna light it, but he will fix it where it'll burn for you.
Digger's a good fella. We appreciate his business, and we wish you'd give him a little of yours.
Right.
562-5444.
Open
54,
every day except
44.
Monday, Sunday and Monday. Open Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 5. He's open on Saturday from 8 o'clock to 12, and later if you're there.
And despite some of the rumors circulating, they do not sell auto parts down at the mayor's office. So don't call that number, call 562-2529,
2529.
and you get to talk to Randy.
But
down
if you get turned upside down and dial 562-2526, you get your 6 and 9 inverted, you're gonna get the mayor's office. Just go ahead and have him put your order in there for now for auto parts.
They can get any kind of parts that's known to man practically, and they've been there doing business, and they're local boys with a connection to an international company. I know it says national, but I say it's international.
Well, if you got international
Yeah,
truck, you can go
yeah.
down there and get parts.
You can get them for Volvos and Volkswagens and
Sure.
all them things.
Sure. exactly right.
Two
And
five,
them batteries, I can attest, and you can too, on those garden batteries, $21.99 for a brand new Napa,
Ready to
lawnmower
go.
battery.
ready to go, and they work in jet skis too.
Right.
And I guess we just got one victim left, and that would be in case you happen to be a victim and need a ride.
Well, they ought to get that victim tax.
Yeah, they ought to.
Said that right.
Victim notification
Yeah,
tax.
said that right.
Hey, there's a public defender tax
Well,
on
they
that.
could-
There's a public defender tax
Let
on
me
that.
ask you a question. How is it that the, person who has been offended, how is it they have to be notified? Looks to me
Y'all
like
know they've already
if they're a
offended.
victim, they already know they've already been
Well,
victimized.
And so you can come to the trial and put in your 2
Well, if you're
cents.
up here at Rhodes Funeral Home, how they gonna notify you?
Let the family of the dearly departed know.
I had occasion,
I printed off, you know, there's a thing called, criminal injuries compensation tax on here. And, so I printed off, I went to their website, printed off this criminal injuries compensation fund. They're rocking right around $25 million in cash. Now they do compensate people who are injured by criminals, but you have to fill out a form and make a request and go through the process, their process, to be compensated for offenses that you have suffered. And it's amazing how much money, you know, now the criminal information, the CIC tax is $26.50 on every ticket that's written. Now here's an interesting one. The one the Tennessee Highway Patrol wrote has a moving violation tax of $1. You not only get a ticket for a moving violation, you get an extra $1 tax.
You know, they tax the wheels are rolling. You know, don't they count anything off? Don't they count anything off for that tax you paid and you bought your gas? Oh, that's a moving tax.
I'll tell you what, people need to look into what they're paying, at everything you do in government. It's like, one time I had a delinquent intangible property tax bill. Intangible property, this is like old fax machines and
or a
old
view,
computers
I've
or
heard
a
of-
copy machine.
I've heard of where people get taxed for a view.
Oh, in California they have view tax.
Yeah, a view tax, if you've got
Yeah, they come
a,
out and
they
assess.
tax you for what you
They
Now,
also,
I
in
was-
some places right close by, they tax you for how much water your roof captures too.
Yeah,
Kingsport, what county is that up there?
Green.
Kingsport.
Is it green?
They're looking into that. They're thinking about going.
I'm
to
sure
that
they are. Anybody
Rain tax.
come up with money to
Government
get money,
is-
they're all
they're
for it.
creative. When I got this bill for this delinquent intangible property tax, there was a $125 charge for a title search. Now, this goes to the law firm that does the title search, which would be Joe Coker's law firm. And he's also the county attorney. He has the contract. So basically, it's impossible to do a title search on intangible property because there's no title, there's no recorded deed,
Right.
there's nothing where you can go back. It's not the same property that's handed to owner after owner after owner, so you can't do a title search on it.
Well,
So
you
they're
don't have to
billing
record-
people
you don't have to record.
$125, which is nothing but pure
You
theft.
don't have to record ownership on intangible property either.
Now, I confronted Joe Coker about this, and he said, well, I'll return your $125. I said, I don't need my $125, I need this to stop. But I guarantee you, it has not stopped. I bet you still get, when you get a bill for delinquent taxes, I bet you get $125. Now, if it's delinquent taxes on property tax, yes, they can do a title search. In fact, one's required every time the property changes hands.
Yeah, but you know, even on real property,
It's not actually required. It's a good idea. I mean, it's like
Well,
being
they
sure.
do it whether you want it done or not.
If you paying cash, you don't.
If there's a sale between individuals, in other words, if I want to sell you a piece of property, you want to sell me a piece of property, and all I do is give you the deed, if there's a lien against it, that's what a property or a title search will discover. Now, once you do a title search, you can clean that title up to that point. And anything that's
if
on
it's
it.
clean up to there, you can't clean it, but
Well,
if it's clean.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, yeah.
Okay.
But
I think in
let me say
Tennessee,
this, let
aren't
me
you
say
required to
this.
have a 60-year title search? You gotta go back at least
No,
60
I don't
years.
think so.
40,
I bought
40
In
40 of them.
Kentucky, I think you have to go back
You
like
buy-
150 years.
There's a lot of it you buy at your own risk, if you want to.
Well, I still say that Vital Care is who you need to take you to the doctor.
With all this tax and everything going on, you know, Vital Care is the only one that can soothe your nerves.
They don't even get tax money.
I know they don't. You know,
That's
all the
amazing.
tax floating around, the finest ambulance service in this county and probably anywhere
And I bet they
is not
pay-
getting a nickel
I
of
bet
it.
they pay more than they feel like they should on taxes themselves.
I bet so.
And no startup funds, no incubator
There's no
money,
incubator funds.
and no incubator.
I can't understand
Good
that.
service, but they've got their own incubator
Right.
on the ambulance in
Right.
case you have trouble breathing.
Right.
Going
No, that's not an incubator.
Oh, it's a ventilator. ain't it?
Ventilator, okay.
Well, you know, that's close. They got them
Well,
acres
close
in.
enough, you know.
And got alligators on board.
Right, there you go. Well, you know, incubator would be a good thing to go into now because they just had to destroy over 7 million chickens because of, what is this, flu you got?
Chicken virus or.
Chicken virus, you know.
Bird flu.
Bird flu.
Bird flu, yeah, bird flu.
Got
Well, what
6
happened, the
little
bird
fuzz
didn't
balls up
fly.
my yard.
You
You
know.
don't like?
6 little fuzz balls up my yard.
There's all sorts of articles and stuff, and I just read a piece of one, I believe it's someplace in Illinois, and they've had an outbreak of hepatitis C that it's gone crazy. The CDC's even looked at it, and I think they, last year or something, they had
I'm
like
having
40, 20, 30, 40 cases, and all of a sudden it shot up to about 500 cases all of a sudden, right in one area.
If you feel like you've got bird flu, call Valley Care, 562-9370.
Right. And
Or
that's
call
562.
911 and request
Having
Vital
trouble
Care.
getting this commercial in,
Yeah,
562-9370.
The great thing about the sponsors of this show, folks, is they are owned by men of great integrity and character.
We can't say that much for the people that's advertising,
No,
but,
no.
There's not a single thing on these traffic tickets where they get any percentage of this money whatsoever.
562-9370.
This traffic thing, oh yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Right. On these traffic tickets, I've paid many a ticket, overweight and that type thing, and I had never thought as to where the money went. I thought it just all went to the courthouse, but I didn't know.
Oh,
that
it goes through the courthouse.
But the point I'm trying to make,
Money laundering.
these, what you read off here, all these accounts, where this is divided up to where the jail gets so much, the car fund gets so much, every one of these has to have an account. Each one of these accounts has to be in some sort of a financial institution, like a bank or something. Each one of these accounts should be drawing interest. Then the main question here is, who has the authority to write a check or to withdraw from these accounts?
Oh, that'll be it. You know,
Well-
when I call Monty Bullock, if he says this money from all 5 of these categories on each one of these tickets goes into the general fund,
Well, why would it, if it goes,
then that's going to be horrifying because that means you lose track of that money from right there.
right.
well, whenever it goes.
You can't determine how much.
Well, wait a minute, that's what I'm trying to say. When it goes to the general fund, there should not be some other thing attached to it, like say, like the car fund or the pro cars or the jail. that should not be on there if it's gonna go into the general fund, because that's where you pay for your solar panels, is out of the general
But
fund.
then you lose track
Oh, yeah, of course you
of the
do.
money.
But-
You can't, and then it'll be almost impossible to determine how much money is in this jail building tax fund.
Absolutely. But I'm trying to figure out, whenever they put this money in these accounts, there may be a whole lot more accounts involved right here than what you're seeing right there. They may be cutting that in half or doing something else with it and putting it 2 or 3 accounts. And if you check, if
Ain't this slick
if there
for
was
it?
some way, if there was some way to check to see how many accounts that the county is depositing to, every time they start a project, I don't care what it is, if they scratch the ground, they open an account. It's like the Money Hole Park, a water line, anything they go to do, they open an account.
So you're saying
Alright.
there should be an individual account for each one of these
That's
5
what I was
categories
saying.
under Monty Bullock's authority.
Well, if it goes to his office, he is directing it to what account.
We need to find that out.
That would
We
be
need
very
to ask
interesting.
him where that money's going.
Okay, I had an occasion to hear a conversation between a county commissioner, and he was talking on public, one of the talk shows, something a long time back, and I never did realize, but he stated that there was 100 and some thousand, or I don't know how much money left in the Money Hole Park account. Now, if you go back, chances are the middle school, all the projects that have been done here, the $1 million projects, just like the jail project right here, when it's complete, there's a good possibility there may be $500,000 left in that account that just sits there till something comes up and somebody says, "Oh, look, we found $500,000 here we didn't know about."
Or
The
they
people,
may-
the people of this county needs to get a grip on this sort of thing.
Okay, there could be.
Like for instance, this $42 that is taken from these people and distributed to their favorite charities, not
That's
to
not
your
right.
favorite charity.
It's not right, just like that right there, on a charity. I don't see how that the government, and I'm talking about any government agency, should have the right or the authority to take one dime from the citizens and give it to a charity. I think every charity should advertise for their own donations and let it go straight to the
Should stand
charity.
on their own.
And
Now,
let
Bobby
the-
Van should be able to answer that for us.
Okay,
Because this money does not go to the county trustee.
well, the
It
city,
goes directly in Bobby Van
To Bobby
is where
Van.
you pay your fine, right?
I don't know.
And
I think it was county
Court clerk,
clerk or
he's a
whatever.
court clerk.
But anyhow, the point I'm trying to make is it's not right for the government to pick whichever charities they want to give money to